Make sure you check out Strip Down this week.
Wait a minute.
Rapid tornado of questions.
Picasso!
Coming all the way from the Queen City.
This week, Strip Down goes green.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jiminy.
The last Saskatchewan performance.
Stripping me
All
down.
the way from Crake, Saskatchewan.
Tommy John.
He's a friend of Arms Up.
That's my cake.
There's the first shot of the night. Keep it going.
Basically, you're saying you're better than
Sit
me.
down and play your instruments.
Jay Semple.
They'll bring the party. All you got to do is show up.
Are we still on the air? You are watching Stripped Down, Saskatchewan's only award-winning one-hour local music showcase, the show that brings the venue to you in the comfort of your own living room. I am your host, Curtis Anderson, and tonight on Stripped Down, ladies and gentlemen, singer-songwriter Keith Lysyshyn.
The words of wisdom, they came swiftly through the dark night. They came with beauty and a feeling that we're alright. They came with songs of everyone who's seen the dark times, cloaked in filth and ragged glory, drinking fine wine. Don't let me get in over my head. 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 The shutters shake, the earth it quakes, and we stand breathless under the truth that is the hope that you'll protect us. The air is thick with thunder, pounding all around me. The mighty power that is truth and love and beauty. Don't let me get in over my head. 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 At night the wind blows down my door, and we played this game before. Stand with me or run and hide. Come see how peaceful it is outside. Don't let me get in over my head. Don't let me get in over my head. Don't let me get in over my head. Don't let me get in over my head.
Keith Lysyshyn in the Shaw TV studio tonight. You are watching Stripped Down. Welcome, Keith.
Hello.
This episode has been years in the making. When we first put this show together, you're one of the original acts I had in mind. And it's just taken a long time to get you on the show. Life interfering, all sorts of stuff.
Definitely. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah. I was happy when it was like September and you finally gave me a date. You said, no, let's do it first week of February.
I figured I had to just pick a date and then dust off some old songs and get her done.
So what's been going on?
Not too much, you know. I haven't been doing a lot of music the last few years, you know, kind of raising a family. Mm-hmm. Got married, had some kids, and I mean, you know how that is.
That'll cut into your free time.
Pretty busy.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You were one of the first, like, musicians I ever knew, to be perfectly honest. Because we go back. We went to high school together and all that. And I remember it was, like, 1999, and our mutual friend Neil was telling me about how you went to, like, a recording studio. And it was the first time I'd ever heard of, like, you're laying down individual tracks. And it was blowing our minds because we just never really thought about that. You know, we were kids. I never really thought about that aspect of recording music, that you do it, like, the drums would play and then the guitar would play. I just assumed they put, like, a single mic in the middle of the room and you guys all jammed. So you've been at this a long time.
I suppose you could say that, yeah. I've played in a few bands. That was, I guess, I would have been playing drums way back when in the band called Chesterfield.
Chesterfield?
Long, long time ago.
Was that before John Howard and the Fine Options? Were you part of that too?
Along the same time, same timeline.
We'll go through it all linearly in a bit, but let's talk about the now. So you're picking it back up?
Yeah, I kind of have a bit more time on my hands, you know. Starting to get back into writing, recording. Play a little more music here and there.
Okay, you got a new project you joined?
New band I'm playing with, called The Cold Red. Joined these guys a couple months ago. I'm actually playing pedal steel with them. So that's fairly new, you know.
You mentioned you were dusting that off because all you've been playing for the last year is pedal steel.
Yeah, a lot of pedal steel actually. I've been, you know, at least the last year, just training, playing hard. Training with a guy named Keith McConnell, actually, is training me. He trained down in Nashville. And he's been training me and, you know, learning lots, playing a lot of that.
So why The Cold Red? What attracted you to the band?
Actually, I answered an ad on Kijiji looking for a pedal steel player. I figured I'd been playing long enough. It was time to get out there and see if I knew how to actually play that thing. So yeah, answered the ad. And,
so did you learn it to join the band?
Not necessarily that band, but any band. You know, I wouldn't mind being the old pedal steel for hire kind of guy.
Pedal stealing, and you saw the ad in Kijiji. And thought,
yeah. So we're playing
cool
with them, you know, but.
So tell me about The Cold Red. Your bands, as we'll talk about in later segments, they're kind of all over the map.
Yeah, definitely. I've had a few.
You recently left Old Joe and the Truth Hurts, which is a very unique band.
Yeah.
And I know some of your earlier bands are also very unique, for lack of a better word. So, The Cold Red.
Well, which one do you want to know about? The Cold Red? Well, Angelo would probably say it's Neil Young shaking Sonic Youth's hand. Take from that what you want.
All right.
You know, it's good. They're great songs. Angelo's an excellent songwriter. I'm looking forward. We're playing a gig March 4th.
Okay.
Probably around the Roxy, I think.
Oh, yeah?
So that'll be our first.
Around the Roxy?
In that general area.
Okay.
You know, that'll be my first show with those guys, so I'm looking forward to it.
So far, everything's gelling. You guys are jamming.
Yeah, you know, it sounds good. Everything's coming together.
I know you're a creative guy. How much input does the steel guy get in the band? Are they open?
You know, right now, like, they have their songs, so I'm just kind of playing along with them, you know, painting the background, I guess. I mean, the pedal steel is more of an accompaniment instrument, I suppose. It's not so much of a lead, so they play the songs, and I just kind of play along.
Kind of play over top. Oh, that's cool, though, but you're happy so far?
Oh, absolutely.
Thoughts for
Having a lot of fun.
Gig? They've been around before.
Yeah, they've been around for a few years. I think they've had some gigs.
Okay.
Nothing lately, but looking forward to it.
All right.
Fun.
Let's talk about Strip Down tonight. What are we going to hear? Again, you've been playing like your whole life that I know of.
Yeah, I've been playing a while. I mean, I never considered myself like the singer-songwriter. I was always, you know, a drummer, a bass player, kind of a jack of all trades for lots of bands. And always on the side, writing and recording my own stuff for my own, you know, enjoyment.
Which is another thing we'll talk about a little later. Don't bother with the close-up yet. We'll talk about that later.
So yeah, like, you know, I have a collection of songs, and these songs are all at least like 3 years old. I had to dust them off for the show, you know, pick and choose a few and get them ready for tonight.
All right, what was the first song we heard? What did you kick off the show with?
That was called Over My Head. Nothing too, you know, interesting about that. That was one of those songs that just kind of fell together in about 15 minutes, start to finish.
Nice.
You know, Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they take weeks and months.
Okay, well, let's jump into more music.
Sure.
Song number 2.
Sure, we'll play
You wanna
another one.
talk about it before or after?
You know, this one is another one, you know, it's called From the Water, but I think I just wrote it down in the dumps one day, and another one that kind of fell together pretty easily. I don't write overly complex songs, so sometimes they just fall together.
So you just write it and let people find their own meaning?
I suppose so.
Sweet.
I often just write for myself and not for other people. Lots of times, most people rarely hear them. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. All right, take it away.
You've been gone for a year and a day. All my friends say I'm wasting away. Time to find someone new who reminds me of you. Time to put you completely out of my mind. That's pretty ambitious. Now the tables continue to turn, and the fire that once you did burn has left me filled with doubt. Now that fire's gone out. Now I can't stand myself for wasting away all my 3 wishes. And you've said it can never be the same, and it's me you continue to blame. Now I long for your touch. Was I asking too much? Now I live alone with empty cupboards, dirty dishes. Through the fields and down to the lake, find a place where I'll hide my heartache. And if I close my eyes, from the water you'll rise. But so sick and tired I'll go below, sleep with the fishes.
Nice. Keith Lysyshyn in the Shock TV studio tonight. You are watching Stripped Down. I'm getting all tangled up here. Jeez. Gotta do something about that. Maybe we'll take our first commercial break and I'll untie my feet. Keith Lysyshyn, we got lots more. We got another 50 minutes with this young man. Stick around. Lots more Stripped Down coming up right after this.
Don't go anywhere. More Stripped Down after the break.
Mother's Music provides a wide range of instruments. 617 8th Street East, Saskatoon. Operating for 17 years with music lessons, equipment sales, and rentals. Mother's Music, www.mothersmusic.com. Ultimo Uramoda Men's Clothing Store. Denim, footwear, leather jackets, sportswear. 204 3rd Avenue South, Saskatoon. Call 664-6640.
Oh only health check has the Heart and Stroke Foundation's dietitians behind it. Check for Health Check, helping you make healthy choices.
Do you know how many people get their water from underground? Water can come from the surface or underground. Groundwater is found in the layers of soil and rock beneath our feet in saturated areas called aquifers. This water source is collected in wells and supplies about half of North America's drinking water. The problem is, the quality and safety of this underground water is directly affected by what we do on the land above it. What can you do to keep your drinking water safe? Groundwater starts on the surface, so whatever you put on your lawn that the plants don't use can seep into the groundwater. This includes excess chemicals and fertilizers, and even oil spills, so be sure to dispose of them properly. It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think? For more information on how you can be more water aware, visit waterunderfire.ca.
Escape sports gear and equipment for longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, unicycling, extra cycling, dirt surfing, and mountain boarding. For more information on sales and rentals, www.escapesports.ca.
You're watching Strip Down, and Keith Lysyshyn with us tonight. How's it going, buddy?
Going good so far.
All right, let's do this. Let's jump into this. Okay, you've been in so many bands, but this is your solo?
Yeah, that's my kind of solo project.
Okay, explain right off the top. You're going, it's your solo, but there's 3 names on here.
You know, that it's called Feldman, Richter, and Stein, and it goes back to just an old nickname I had, or several nicknames kind of strung together. I didn't want to put out an album like, you know, singer-songwriter Keith Lysyshyn. I just wanted to be, you know, kind of faceless, put out the music and let it, you know, stand for itself.
I kept up my tradition so far in 2010 of shows where I crack the CD before we get going. I
should mention that's probably the only copy I have of that.
True story. The Intelligent Gentlemen, who were the first episode in 2010, I cracked their CD, and it really was the last copy they had. First, I took the wrapper off, and it was their last, like, official unopened one, and then I cracked it. So, making friends here on Strip Down. Truck for sale.
You know,
it's so just vague that I really want to talk about this. Your solo one has 3 names, and it's called Truck for Sale, and it's written in Scratch.
Yeah, you know, I thought I had a list of names, trying to figure out a good name for the album, and they all were, you know, trying to be too deep or something like that. So, Truck for Sale was the easiest one I didn't have to think about.
See, you're deceptive because your music sounds incredibly deep, but yet you say you just kind of sit down and write stuff in 10 minutes, and even on the back.
No, that album was actually about 3 years in the making. You know, just in my spare time, writing, recording, and then hours of mixing, mastering, overdubbing.
So where do you do stuff like that?
Usually in my basement. I just have a little home studio. You know, late at night after kids are in bed or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So this was how old?
I finished recording in 2004, and I don't think it was 2007 till it was finally mastered and ready to be mass-produced, but that's still the only copy.
Nice.
Like I said, I write for myself.
Check that out. That's pretty sweet. We get a close-up of that. You don't see that too often. Apparently you just bought that over the counter.
Yeah, but I had to search them out.
Fair enough. I didn't mean it was easy.
No.
Just that it looks incredibly cool.
I had to have them.
All right, so you happy with this?
Yeah, you know, I'm super happy with that.
Many years of performing. Is this a fair reflection of your hard work and
you know,
efforts?
that's a lot. I'm more proud of that one than I guess I am of my first one, which was kind of just a throw together of everything I'd written to that date. And that was like way back 2001. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was, like I said, a throw together. So this was more of an album. It kind of had an album feel, start to finish, and I was definitely happy with it. But
is it available?
You know, if someone harassed me long enough, I'd probably make them a copy and
okay. Well,
get them one.
This is normally where we throw up your website or your MySpace, but yours is down. So I don't know what you say to your fans right now who want to pick up a copy of this. Maybe call Shaw, or maybe during the next commercial break we'll put your number up on the screen or something. I don't know if that's dangerous or not.
Might be. I don't know what you're going to have to do. Google it, I guess.
Okay. So how much of this are we hearing tonight?
I think three or four off that, possibly only 3.
Okay.
The other stuff, it's, new stuff to be recorded on an album, but still very old songs.
All right, let's jump into another song then, buddy.
This is actually a song off the album. It's called Truck for Sale. It's about
The title track.
or no, sorry, not Truck for Sale. It's called Truckin' Man, actually.
Okay.
Which is, written about my wife's father. He drives trucks, and, we have long talks about the road and how when you're on the road for hours on end, you have too much time to think.
See, your songs have stories. They're just deep. Okay? Take it away.
Truck driving man, your story's untold. Driving half your life, now growing old. Driving 18 wheels made of rubber and steel. Giving away your life wasn't part of the deal. I hope this card finds you well as you barrel down the road. Across this country so wide, going east or west tonight. Even that old country station, she gets fuzzy sometimes. Think about your past, leave it all behind. Remember at the altar when you gave away your name. That love is gone, but to you it's just the same. I hope this card finds you well as you barrel down the road. Across this country so wide, going east or west tonight. Must be lonesome at night when you're driving all alone. Counting down kilometers to pass away the time. Watch the moon's reflection as it dances on the pavement. Fields of wheat as far as you can see. I could be your company. Wake me when we hit the mountainside. We could talk about it all as we barrel down the road.
You're watching Stripped Down with Keith Lysyshyn. I was just thinking while you were playing there that, from our old high school clique, very few of us actually stayed in Saskatoon and got married and started a family. And then I was looking at your CD, and the very first track is called Beautiful British Columbia. And then I kind of panicked, and I was like, did you move away for a while?
I did. I lived in Victoria for a while.
Ah, see, that makes sense.
Yeah. You'll hear that song later tonight.
Okay, what brought you back?
Pretty much my wife right now. We weren't married at the time, but we tried the long distance relationship. I moved to Victoria with Johnny Howard and the Fine Options. Thought I'd make a go at the rock and roll lifestyle, but Didn't like the long distance relationship, so I came home and then we got married, had some kids, and happily ever after, I guess.
Here we are.
Yeah.
John Howard and the Fine Options. So that would have been, that seemed like it was a pretty fun ride.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was just whoever pretty much wanted to play, could play. Very Beatles, Beach Boys influenced.
So what happened to them?
They eventually dropped the Johnny Howard and just went on to be the Fine Options, put out, 3 or 4 excellent albums, more rock albums than,
Were you still part of it at that time?
In spirit.
In spirit.
It's kind of tough when you live 2,000 miles away.
Yeah.
So, no, we went our separate ways and, no regrets.
Was it under that banner that, what was the song? It was like Beaver Canoe.
Absolutely, yeah. That was on the Johnny Howard album.
And you guys, was that the same band that did a cover of the Littlest Hobo theme, which blew my mind, by the way?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I have vivid memories.
It was for fun, That wasn't a serious band, but...
No, I have totally vivid memories. I remember one night, again, at our mutual friend Neil's house. It was the house, I know this isn't going to narrow it down, but it was one of his many houses that he'd throw a party and everybody would trash. Came over one night, it was just a super mellow night, and someone threw on that disc, and it was awesome. And they're like, yeah, that's Keith. And I was like, no way.
Yeah, we recorded that song live. It was a room full of probably like 20, 30 people, just late at night, last one of the night. We'd all had a few and just one take.
That's awesome. So what did you take away from that band? I mean, that sounded like such a cool experience.
Those guys influenced me probably more than, any CD I've ever listened to, Those guys are some of the best songwriters I've probably ever known, so... a lot of experience and influences, I guess.
Nice. All right. I pitched it. Are we going to hear Beautiful British Columbia next? Or
no, that'll probably be later on, but I'm going to play one off there, I believe. That's called Play a Tune, I guess. And this is actually kind of a song about that. I woke up one morning and one of my friends, from, I think it was Montreal, I heard a song on CFCR. And just kind of got me to thinking, I got some friends all over the country and they're still writing songs and I'm writing songs. So that's kind of what this song's about.
All right. All right.
Static. Thought I heard your voice. Won't you play a song for me? Won't you play a tune for me? Shade my eyes. The sun is too bright today. Whispering lies that I've told myself. And I wondered how you were. Were you wondering
Keith Lysyshyn in the Shaw TV studios tonight. We have to take our second commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the last band you were in before you joined the Cold Red.
Sounds
Old
good.
Joe and the Truth Hurts. We have to hammer that out.
Yeah,
all right?
absolutely.
So that's coming up right after this.
More stripped down after this. Ah, that was a big echo.
Escape sports gear and equipment for longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, unicycling, extra cycling, dirt surfing, and mountain boarding. For more information on sales and rentals, www.escapesports.ca.
Tune in to Remote Control Cinema every Wednesday and Friday as host Simon Hyatt reviews the newest movies to hit Shaw on demand, plus classics you may have missed the first time. Remote Control Cinema, only on Shaw.
Team, you have eyes on subject. You get the tongs, son.
Canadian television, we're on your screen.
Mother's Music provides a wide range of instruments. 617 8th Street East, Saskatoon. Operating for 17 years with music lessons, equipment sales, and rentals. Mother's Music, www.mothersmusic.com.
The leatherback sea turtle is the largest reptile in the world. Up to 2 meters long and weighing as much as 550 kilos, this turtle roams many of the world's oceans in search of its favorite food, jellyfish. But this hulking giant may be fighting a losing battle against poaching, fishing gear, and garbage. To learn more about the leatherback and discover how you can help protect Canada's wildlife, visit hww.ca.
You're watching Strip Down. Keith Lysyshyn sitting beside me. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Feeling good tonight?
Yeah, having fun.
Awesome. Episode 72 of Strip Down.
That's pretty big.
It's taken 72 episodes to get you on again. You're one of the first solo acts I thought, oh, when I made the show, okay, we got to get Keith Lysyshyn on. It's been quite the ride. But you got some more free time now? The kids are a little bit older?
Yeah, definitely.
Getting some sleep? Because one isn't too old, a couple years?
A year and a half is my youngest. Yeah, so, not a lot of sleep. I obviously get more than my wife does, but she's a wonderful woman, and she gives me plenty of time to do the music, so.
Nice.
So it's nice.
Nice. Well, welcome back to the music world again. I know you took a little bit of time off, so I'm glad to have you back. And you're part of the Cold Red.
Cold Red, yeah. It's a new project.
I read on the Old Joe and the Truth Hurts. All your band names are extremely long. They just updated it January 2010 and just said that Keith has left the band in the last year.
Well, that was
a year ago?
I think that's a year ago, actually.
Okay. So you left in 2008?
Yeah, pretty much. After we had Oliver, I just didn't have any time, so I didn't want to hold him back. So I told them, you guys got to go on, without me. And they did.
We spent Halloween with Old Joe and the Truth Hurts.
Absolutely.
And and again, I can see how you were part of that band because they kind of have the Keith vibe, or maybe you have the Old Joe and the Truth Hurts vibe. But
a little bit of both.
Goes back to John Howard and the Fine Options. They all kind of had that just unique. You guys are having a good time. The songs are fun. They're coming from left field half the time. But what was it like being part of that group?
That group was a lot of fun. Those guys are, excellent guys to play with and amazingly talented musicians. They're just amazing. The way they'd rip around on those guitars and noodle crazy solos, I just, it's too much sometimes. I'd find myself stop playing. I'd be watching them play their solos.
So now that you had free time, though, you decided you'd try some new waters?
Well, I talked to Devin recently. I guess Old Joe's recording another album, and I told him, if you need some pedal steel, give me a call. And he actually said, at the moment, they don't have a bass player, so who knows what'll happen with that.
Wow, so there might be a reunion?
Who knows,
Well, you missed a 9-hour drive in October. They went from Edmonton to Camp Crystal Lake, which is on the other side of Saskatoon, just to play in the freezing cold shore of Strip Down. So you missed that, but...
Well, I missed, they've been on tour and everything, so...
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Do you miss being on tour?
I never toured with Old Joe, but, kids kind of have a way of holding you back from doing that sort of thing. But I definitely miss playing with those guys. They were a lot of fun.
How big do you think the Cold Red is going to get? Is that going to be a opportunity to tour again?
Well, you know, it's tough to say. Like it's still fairly new to me, so I don't want to make any assumptions yet. You know, as far as I know, they're still testing me out. I might get the boot next week. You never know.
Awesome. Well, let's throw another song up here.
Sure. This song is actually written by a good friend of mine, but I'm going to put it on my next album. It's by Bryce Jansen. He was a member of Johnny Howard and the Fine Options.
Okay.
It's called Back from the Dead and Dying. Written with Johnny Howard, I guess, way back when. But it's always been one of my favorites, so I'm going to put it on an album.
Nice. It's all yours.
Someday I'll leave here. Someday I wish I could see you. Someday I'll wake up, smell the flowers, and wish they were glue. So much to live for, so much to die for, so much to wait on, and so much of little to do. Take all your psychologists, turn them into geologists, see if they can find wisdom in gold. It's so old, it's so old, hollow like a bamboo pole without insides, hollow like a bamboo pole, like a bubble. Hollow like a bamboo tree without insides. Hollow like a bamboo pole, oh, like a bubble, like a bubble.
Keith Lysyshyn on Stripped Down tonight, and that song once again was called
That was called Back from the Dead and Dying.
Back from the Dead and Dying. Want to tell us what that one was about?
I don't honestly know. Like I said, it was written by my good friend Bryce Jansen's. Just always been one of my favorites.
Yeah. Let's talk about the present again. You joined a new band, picking up the solo thing again.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's always kind of on the side, in the background, on the spare time. I don't think it's something I would ever do seriously, I would rather just play.
But how serious is serious? Like, would you play, McNally Robinson?
This is probably about as serious as it gets for me,
Really? You wouldn't book a solo gig?
I'd rather play, with some friends, play in a band.
That's discouraging. That's too bad. I think people
we'll see. We'll see how this turns out, I guess.
I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, man, I'd like to, have some coffee and listen to this guy sometime.
Well, we'll see, Maybe.
The Cold Red.
Yep.
Compare it to the other bands you've been in. And again, I know it's brand new, but
it's probably almost the heaviest band I've been in. It's pretty loud. I've been in some loud bands, but this one, almost every jam I go home with ringing ears. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know.
That's healthy.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, the pedal steel is a whole new thing because, Johnny Howard, I would play whatever was needed, keyboards, bass, xylophone, drums. And this, because I'm playing the pedal steel, that's kind of new to me as well. So it's an entirely new experience.
Didn't I buy one of your keyboards off you a long time ago? I think I might
Possibly, I'm always kind of buying and selling various instruments. I have a ridiculous collection of odd instruments and old guitars.
So would the Cold Red be a kind of band that could come on Stripped Down?
I think so.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to ask them to turn down.
Are you going to bridge that relationship? Oh, we've gone loud in here. It's definitely a possibility.
I'll see what I can do. I would love to do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yep. Okay.
Absolutely.
And your next gig, your first live gig coming up in March, you said?
Yeah, March 4th at the Roxy. I think we have some coming up at Lydia's in the not too distant future.
So you're getting out there.
Yeah, starting to get back out there. I haven't played a gig.
How does it feel?
I'll probably be pretty nervous that first gig. I haven't played a gig in probably 3 years.
Really?
Since Old Joe and the Truth Hurts, so.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
All right, we're burning through time, so what song's next?
I'm going to play a song called Day in November. It's not too much to say about this one. I forgot an anniversary, so I kind of wrote a makeup song.
Okay, so this is your makeup song called Day in November.
And it's on Truck for Sale.
Okay. And again, we'll get some information on how you can get your hands on this
we'll have to
during the last commercial break. But here it is.
All right, this is called Day in November. Buy for you. I wish that there was some kind of thing I could buy for you. Please don't be sore, try to be not. I can't explain, I just forgot that day in November. I try to remember because it is such a day. It means so much to me. There's bound to be times filled with sadness, but hopefully the good outweighs the madness. I relish the times when we're alone. I particularly enjoy you and I are alone. Please don't be sore, try to be not. I can't explain, I just forgot that day in November. I tried to remember, for it is such a day that means so much to me. And maybe I'll sing you this song in hopes that it helps right my wrongs. And I know that you're healthy and strong. I would like to help you along.
long. I would like to help you wait long. I would like to help you wait long.
Once again, we got Keith Lysyshyn on Strip Down tonight. And man, it's not fair. You musicians just have it made. You blow an anniversary or miss a date and you can just write a love song. Like, what?
It only works so many times, though.
I don't get to do that. Like, what do I get to do when I miss an anniversary? I go to work and be like, hey, baby, this interview with the guy from the food bank, this one's for you. Just not fair. Anyways, we have to take our last commercial break. We're going to wrap things up with Keith Lysyshyn coming up right after this.
Stick around, more Strip Down after the break.
Do you know where stuff goes once it's flushed down the toilet? It travels down pipes under our streets to a sewage treatment plant. There it is cleaned up through a variety of processes before it is sent back out in our lakes or rivers. The problem occurs when people flush things down the toilet like makeup, cleaning supplies, and some pharmaceuticals that the sewage treatment plant can't clean up. They are dumped untreated into our waterways, which other people depend on for their drinking water. Some cities continue to dump their sewage untreated into our waterways, while others are using innovative thinking to reuse sewage byproducts as fertilizer. What can you do? Be sure to properly dispose of any chemicals or unused medicine at your city's hazardous waste disposal site. It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think? For more information on how you can be more water aware, visit waterunderfire.ca.
Ultimo Euromoda Men's Clothing Store. Denim, footwear, leather jackets, sportswear. 204 3rd Avenue South, Saskatoon. Call 664-6640. Mother's Music provides a wide range of instruments. 617 8th Street East, Saskatoon. Operating for 17 years with music lessons, equipment sales, and rentals. Mother's Music, www.mothersmusic.com.
Escape sports gear and equipment for longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, unicycling, extra cycling, dirt surfing, and mountain boarding. For more information on sales and rentals, www.escapesports.ca.
Team, you have eyes on subject.
You get the tongs, son. Canadian television, we're on your screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Lysyshyn.
Took all our dreams, our fond memories, put them in a box underground. Though some of us stayed, others went their own ways. And now that box is yet to be found. A while ago I was filled with despair. The feeling of loneliness in the air. Didn't know where I was going. I was spinning in circles till I